Okay, hear me out. 5.7 liter V8, a custom exhaust, some sick wheels. This truck is on its way to be an absolute street racer. But we're missing one thing. So you guys remember the company that sent out this exhaust? A few days after I made the video, they sent me a message and they asked me, Aang, are you interested in making a video on a Toyota Tundra spoiler? At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit skeptical. I thought it was gonna be some huge Fast and the Furious spoiler, but I was wrong. It actually looks really, really good, and it looks so good that it's actually coming standard on some new Toyota Tundras. But that's enough yapping. Let's get into the unboxing. It comes in one long box, and I gotta say, it is one of the nicer boxes that I've ever had anything delivered in. Now that may be weird to some people, but I like to see that they care about the box. It means they care about the little things to make sure that we, the customer, have the best experience. Nonetheless, inside of the box, you get the spoiler itself. It comes wrapped in a plastic bag, and you also get 2 rolls of double-sided tape, which is more than enough for this project. Oh God, the stroller's coming towards the car.
It's too cold and too windy. I have to go inside. Give me some space.
All right, so once you have it out of the box, the first thing I want you to do is envision how it's going to go on your truck. Go ahead and put it on the truck and just measure it and mess around with it. The reason I say this is because, as you can see here, it doesn't cover your tailgate perfectly. So there's a little bit of a gap on either side. But if you don't test fit or practice how it's gonna go on there, you may leave a bigger gap on either side. I personally did not want that. So what I recommend, test fit, practice, and then once you think you know where you want it, now it's time to put the double-sided tape on. So I'll say this, there's not a right or wrong way of doing this. Me personally, I think I did a little bit of overkill. I put double-sided tape on everything, on the edges, on the corners, on the inside. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not going down the highway and this thing flies off. After watching this video, you can do it the same way I did it or go about it a different way. As you can see here on this lower portion, it's not even really touching the truck. So that double-sided tape could have gone elsewhere to make sure that it was actually touching and making a better bond. Also right here on this corner, it's a little bit hard to see, but I can see that it's not coming in contact with anything, which I don't think it's a problem at all, honestly. It seems to be okay, and I've tried to pull on this thing. It does not come off, and I've had it on for about a week or 2 now. With the amount of tape that is making contact, it is not going anywhere. So once you got the tape on there and you're feeling confident, now it's time to line this bad boy up. Now, the double-sided tape is extremely strong, but it's not so strong to the point where if you put it somewhere that you don't want it to go, you can't take it off. I personally messed up. I put it on there and I was not happy with where it was going, so I took it off and then I went back in and I was able to do it. I pushed the bottom piece in first and then pushed over the bed, if that makes any sense, and then held down on top where most of the tape was gonna make contact anyways. Once you got it where you want it, make sure to push down as much weight as you can. Go through the whole thing, take your time, double check it, make sure everything is nice and even. Also go through with your thumb on the bottom and all around the edges. Anywhere you know you put tape, just make sure to push down just to make sure you get a good stick. Well, now that it's installed, sit back and relax. This thing looks so good. I got onto Facebook and posted my truck into a Tundra group chat where I showed off a bunch of different modifications that I did to the truck, including the wheels, the tires, an aux beam switch panel, the exhaust, and this spoiler. All of the comments were in regards to this spoiler. And honestly, I thought they were going to be negative comments because think about it. Toyota Tundra, spoiler. They don't go together, but people seem to really like it. It makes the truck have a little bit more of a presence in the rear end of the Tundra. You don't get much back there. You get the exhaust, if you have a good exhaust. You get the Tundra badging, the 4x4 badging, and that's it. But with this spoiler, it adds a 4th element of surprise. It makes it look good. You look at it and you're like, is that stock? Is that normal? What did he do? It intrigues the eye. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. What is it for? I know people are gonna say, oh, blah, 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 but what does it do? We're gonna have to sit down and be honest with ourselves. It just looks cool. When you see it, it catches your attention. For example, the interior of this truck. This is a truck, a work truck. But I got it because I like the interior because it looks cool. Secondly, it does offer a little bit of protection for your tailgate. Now, on this Tundra, I've already smacked it up a little bit. Secondly, on my Toyota Tacoma, all of my dents and dings were mostly where this covers. And lastly, miles per gallon. Now, I don't know how more aerodynamic or how many more miles to the gallon it's gonna give you, but we can just say, right? We can just say that it's giving us more miles per gallon, because that's what it's for. Maybe. I just want to add 2 things. So first and foremost, if you are picky like I am, the little cracks in between bother me a little bit. enough to where I'm going to do something about it. I just bought some like black vinyl and I'm just gonna line it and make it even. That way you don't see the white peeking through. But secondly, if I had all black accents on the rear, it would take it to the next level. So the 4x4 badge, the Tundra badge, I'm going to black it out eventually just to give everything a more cohesive look. And I think it'll just take it to that next level. Lastly, I'm curious. I want to know what you think. Did you ever think that in 2024, Aing would be running a spoiler on a Toyota Tundra? If you told me that about 2 years ago, I'd tell you you're crazy, you're lying, and I'd probably laugh at you. But here we are, and I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. It's been your boy. I'm Outie Like an Outie. I'll see you tomorrow. Single tomorrow. Peace.